Hey everybody, Forensic Psych here. So I've got my system up and running with Ubuntu. It was more for my own edification to prove myself that I could get the thing back up and running again, so I did that. I did manage to finally get Windows up and running as well. I still am not exactly sure what all happened, but needless to say, I still have a computer on order with a 1060 in it, and that should be showing up tomorrow or the next day. But in the meanwhile, I wanted to get something up, and I thought, well, what better to do than just to do kind of a test video on Ubuntu to see, how that works and let you guys see it. If you're at all interested and you run Ubuntu, or I don't know, maybe you've considered it but have never decided to try it. The Steam client is running, but 7 days launched natively inside of Ubuntu. I loaded the Steam client and then I installed 7 days, and it loaded an icon onto the desktop, and I was able to just double click that icon and it connected to Steam, but it launched right up and seems to be running just fine. Let me finish getting this wood. Doesn't seem choppy. Seems to be working okay to me. So while we're just sitting here, let's take a look at our surroundings a bit. Looks like there might be some green space that way. There's a city over there, and a ranger's cabin, and some cars, and a cabin. Kind of got the impression there was another piece of city that way, kind of out of the corner of my eye. So, I don't know. I thought it would be worth getting in and playing a little bit. I know I've covered it before, but I thought maybe I would cover some surviving day one stuff. And I have my my beginning quests up and running at this point. So let's make our bedroll. And let's make... Can we not make an axe? Apparently not. What do we need? More stone, I bet. Yeah. So, let's do our normal punch grass routine. And I might even just kind of fast forward through this a bit. Well, there you have it, folks. 7 days just crashed on me. So, give me a second. Yeah, it seemed to have saved at least. I don't know what to think about that. Huh. Interesting. Well, so that way lies snow and water and wood, but that way also lies zombies. And there is plenty of wood out here to be found. It's just not as easy. You know, it's not all in one spot. You've got to go around and gather your wood, as well as fibers and food and everything else. It makes you work a touch harder, but it's available. So aside from simply running the game for half an hour and seeing how it worked, I was hoping to maybe show some stuff I had done before, certainly, but you know, like a surviving day one video where you could kind of see some of the things that you can do that I do if I'm in an area that's kind of inhospitable and need to get that day one base going. So I think I will do that, or try to do that, if the game decides to stay running for me. And that's the noon bell. So with any luck, one of the things that I don't have in Linux or Ubuntu is the Wondershare Filmora editing software that I typically use. So I guess we're going to see how easy it is to edit in Ubuntu. My video settings are set fairly low right now, just to avoid extra complications. Which, in a way, is okay, because it looks like Des and Mirage looking out towards that city across the desert. But if this were grassland, I would be less enthusiastic about that. Well, I thought we were going to crash there a second. The actual process of recording is going fairly well, fairly smoothly. I'm recording to a digital drive, a solid state drive. And I think I'm just about ready to try and show you the day one or night one underground base. And I think this is actually a good spot to do it. I see a couple of birds' nests there. No, maybe just one. Nope, there was two. Especially this early in the game, you can never have too many feathers. So, mouse is a little jumpy. One thing I would avoid is if you're going to do this kind of first night base, I would avoid putting it directly under or even too close to a car like that, unless you had a fairly quick way of taking that car out, disassembling it. Check our surroundings, and we seem to be okay. So let's get started. I would probably not necessarily use blocks normally to do this, wooden frames, but because I have to do the beginning quest anyway, I am going to. Finding clay like this is a really good way of starting this out also, because you can always use that clay when you're done to start working on a next level base, you know, something to get you through maybe even the day 7 horde, simply by creating cobblestone with the clay that you're digging up here. Now, I learned a lesson a couple series ago about doing this kind of build and not putting down plates on the top. And there you have it. This is actually a rudimentary day 1 fort base that you could get into, but I would suggest going beyond this. You just have to remember that, you know, you can dig your way out with a ramp as well as digging your way in. But you want to keep an eye on your wood and your stone. You see, we don't have a ton of wood and stone there. We are getting a little more stone as we go. But when you get down so far, let's go down just a couple more. Alright, let's call that good. I'm not sure if I was fast forwarding during that or not, but we have company up top, and this will illustrate why we are doing exactly what we're doing right now. If we were to build a hole directly underneath that escape hatch, they would, if they sensed us, congregate directly on top of that. Now, because of crawlers, we put down the wood plates on top of those blocks, which gets the hatch at the same level, which means that the crawlers don't run into it and damage the hatch. Sometimes you're able to glitch and see what's going on. And if I'm not able to do that, then I may just go into God mode for a minute and show you guys what's going on up there and why I did the things I did. Let me repair here. Now, as we all know, there is no way of telling which way a wandering horde is going to come from. And all you can tell about a wandering horde is that they are going to head directly for you. So, you want to place some distance between yourself and that vehicle. If you have to dig someplace near a vehicle, you want to place yourself a distance away from it, because if you don't, they run the risk of running into that, and when they beat on it, it may explode, and if it does, it's going to leave a crater, and that crater may just it may open up a hole that they start to dig in, and it may put them right in line with your escape hatch and your tunnel or your stairwell to get down. naturally, I screwed that up. Alright, gotta wait just a second, and it's going to pop up the quest about White River Settlement, which apparently is right in that direction. So, let me now show you real quick So, apparently we did have a wandering horde. You can see what we've got going there. It left a few of them up over there. It's kind of like cheating, because I just saw that there's a bag over there that we missed. But, you can see what we did. We simply created a frame, put the plates on top, put in our escape hatch. We dug our tunnel down. And then we dug to the side so that we could create a space that was not directly underneath the hatch that we put in, so that they're not attracted directly down at that hatch, because otherwise they may damage it trying to get to you. And as it stands like this, they should not try and dig to get down to you, at least as of Alpha 16. Speaking of which, just watched Mad Mole, Joel Hunix, latest video where he shows upgrades to weapons. He says they're no longer, at this point, they're no longer going to have a numeric value, so level 1 pistol is just going to be a brown pistol, and a level 99 pistol is going to be a brown pistol. There will be no difference in quality between the level 1 and the level 99. So you'll be able to add things to them, socket stuff in, put scopes on, stuff like that. And it looked pretty cool. The new terrain generation looked pretty nice as well. And yeah, that's about all I can say with that. He did show some new POIs and shows some new stuff that they're doing with Navezgane that looks pretty freaking cool as well. And I think that's going to be it. We got 38 minutes on the clock right now, and I don't want to try and go too long with these episodes. So we're going to call this one episode number 1 of series number 4 for Alpha 16 build 8. 16.4 build 8, that is. And so I'm going to leave it at this. This probably is not going to be a map or a base that this isn't a seed that we're going to continue on with, at least not this particular map. If we do want to try and use this seed, I might go take a look at that city just to see what's there. If we want to use this seed, we'll regen it so that you know, we don't have that cheaty factor of knowing where stuff is like I do right now. So hopefully the new computer comes in tomorrow. I'll get that set up, and by gosh, I hope to have a new video or two. I'm going to see what I can do about getting... I thought we were making good progress in the other series. So I'm going to see what I can do about saving my game files out, getting them onto like a thumb drive, and moving them over to the new computer. Unfortunately, the game save files are on that 4 terabyte drive that was giving me fits, and I suspect that it's just not going to happen. So we may be starting a new series there with a new map, and I don't know, we'll see from there what goes on. We've got a seed that I have not necessarily told you about, ready for Alpha 17 when it comes out, which it sounds like is pretty close. They're saying, Mad Mole said today that Alpha 17 is more or less in a beta to release the alpha, so they are playtesting it, and he intends to playtest 17 seemingly before the release. So, I don't know. We'll see. let me know, you guys, what you think of the new microphone. I have a new Blue Microphones Yeti Midnight Blue Edition or series, and so far I'm liking it a lot. Seems to be super sensitive. I've got it tamed down so that I'm not hearing all the vibration through my desk of the fans and the computer and whatnot. So we'll see. We'll see what the quality is, and hopefully this new editing software that I'm getting used to is not horrible and I can get stuff done in it. So, yeah, we're going to leave it at that, and I hope you guys like this. Definitely, please, give me some feedback. We had a new guy join and subscribe, a new person subscribe not long ago. I'll see if I can go back and I'll give him a shout out in the next video. And until then, the 4.5 or 5 things that we always say are, what? It's been so long I forgot. Thanks for coming out and watch the video. If you're new to the videos, if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe and click on the little bell doohickey, and you'll get notifications when I put up new videos like this. Hopefully from now on they'll come quicker and easier, and you won't have to wait so long for them. If you have questions, comments, opinions, suggestions, anything like that, put those in the comments section below. And as always, if you have friends, invite them to come on over, check out the channel, let us know what they think as well. And until we see you in the next episode, which I hope will be on the new PC, this is Forensic Psych saying thanks for coming out, folks. Thanks for being patient while I get my system back up and running, and see ya.